Hey everyone, this is Bo from the Mario server. I'm here to do a video on the second part of the G21 finale update. Yes guys, there are more things added to the game. We now have Divinity skills for this brand new transformation. It is a permanent addition to the game and I know you guys are gonna like it. We also have the continuation of the storyline for G21. So let's go ahead and check out what else you guys can see in this brand new update. Now if you guys check the Mabinogi website, at the micro site, you will notice that there are two new areas unlocked, the Burg, Messa, and the Sanctum. Brand new areas unlocked in the game, guys. Not only that, but we also have two new Avalon Purification missions, and I know you guys are looking at the Apostle raids, but those unfortunately will not be out until August. Now for the Purification missions, these are the bosses that you guys will have to fight. Not easy, not something you can solo, so keep that in mind. There's also new mission rewards, so these are good to know. A lot of new stuff added to the game, materials, enchants, scrolls, lots of things to look at. So you might want to start collecting them, I guess, if you guys want to get to those awesome new items. There's also, of course, new transformation skills, the Divinity skills, Nascent Divinity. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. So 4 new skills and a different, I guess, way to use the skills with these little bar meters and whatnot. I will explain more about how that works, don't worry. And of course, Divinity customizations, which means you guys can customize your transformation look using Eidos, I don't know how to pronounce that. And with these items, they actually drop from Apostle raids and field raids. So these are the items you guys can get from the following bosses. They all have a different type of Eidos, so it's interesting to keep that in mind if you guys are customizing your, I guess, your look a certain way. To activate the Eidos, you have to visit the tree in the Sanctum. So that's another little thing to learn about. You need materials, guys. Lots and lots of materials. You also need materials to repair them as well. Applying the Eidos is pretty simple, but you do need to rank up your Divinity skills. And here are some examples of the different looks. So basically, your character can look like this with the brand new transformation. If you have the specific Eidos. So check out the list. It's all on the micro site if you guys need to take a look at it again. You can change the aura, you can change the wings, the halos. It's amazing. Alright, so that is basically the brand new addition to the game. Alright, and next I'm gonna cover the G21 storyline as well as the Divinity skills. Now I know some of the storyline stuff may be a spoiler to you guys, so please keep that in mind. Spoilers ahead. Now as we enter the new area, guys, be very careful. Even the prettiest locations may have some deadly enemies. Now here is the brand new location that has been added to the game. It is the Sanctum. It is basically the place you want to go to if you want to work around with your Eidos and add it to your character's transformation. Very nice location. It's not too crazy in decoration, but I thought it was neat. It definitely has all the Albinite stuff on it. So take a look. I'm just kind of going through the area here. All the shields. Oh, the Elder, where are you? And here is a tree that you guys will have to, I guess, click on and use the Eidos on it, but I don't have one because they're but ridiculously rare and expensive, so can't really demonstrate that for you guys. I'm sure you guys already noticed the transformation, but this is basically a very basic look of the transformation once you obtain it after completing the G21 storyline. Pretty much everyone's gonna have the same kind of transformation, and yes, you will be tall regardless of your original height. Now the first skill you guys will see in the list is the Nascent Divinity skill. It is basically a skill that unlocks extra slots where you can put Eidos outfits in and customize your character's transformation. It also increases the duration of the skill itself. The next 3 skills you guys will be able to use that are more combat related is the Divine Blast, Blink, and Nova Obliteration. So for Divine Blast, it's kind of like your default attack and it will increase the I guess little bar that's underneath your character to increase the amount of damage you guys will do for Nova Obliteration. Now for Blink, Blink is kind of like a teleporting skill within a circle area. It's not too impressive in my opinion, but it does affect aggro, so it's something worth playing around with. Nova Obliteration is a pretty strong skill that will do a heavy amount of damage in a circle area. So definitely worth using that skill, but keep in mind the cooldown for that one is pretty darn long. Now when it comes to training and using these skills, there's a few things you guys should know. For the Nascent Divinity skill, you can technically spam and use that skill and activate it as much as you want as long as you're not in combat. It will help with your training for using the skill in general, so keep that in mind. As long as you don't engage in combat, you can still trans and detrans. Once you engage in combat, like so, just kind of like attacking something, you will notice the yellow bar above your head. Once that happens, you can't really retrans again until the cooldown is over, and it's a really long cooldown, guys. You cannot transform again until another 30 plus minutes, like just a day-ish. So keep that in mind, guys. For Divine Blast, you guys want to wait until the bar goes up to the highest point to activate to do the most amount of damage. Definitely one of those hammer games again, guys. Remember the hammer games? Now if you don't get it to the full bar, that's okay, it's still gonna count for something. Blink, if you guys are training, the one where you have to lose an enemy, just get an enemy aggro to you and then just use the skill. Easy stuff, right? And of course, the final skill for Nova Obliteration is gonna be based off of the damage of the bar underneath you. As you can see, the bar down there is affected by how you guys use your, I guess, your Crusader skills and your Divinity skills. Now you can see Celestial Spike here is the easiest one to increase the bar. It does increase it fast. Shield of Trust and Judgment Blade can be used in your Divinity form, and it definitely will look different from your original form, so keep that in mind. You guys can use these skills in your transformation form. Now for the Purification missions, I don't really have too much information on them, but I will say that they are very difficult and they cannot be soloable, so you might want to grab a big party for these runs. You will have to talk to the NPC Ines at the entrance of the Avalon Gates. Now, as for my opinion on the G21 storyline, I have to say that it is very similar to part 1 of G21, where there's going to be lots of dialogue and storylines to go through, lots of waiting periods, so definitely not a short storyline. Now, the start of the storyline requires you to visit Alton at the Knight's Epitaph. It is going to be very dark and sad story in the beginning. Alton is just going to be all like mixed with feelings and whatnot. So that is where you start. You guys should get the quest upon logging in if you've completed the first part of G21. Another thing you guys will notice the NPC saying a lot is that you need a lot of rest. But for this part can be confusing. It does say to rest at the hot springs, but really you just have to talk to this monkey. So for those that are stuck on this part, there's your answer. Now the very first combat that you guys will encounter is with this enemy, which is Tagar. It is an enemy that is also the boss in the new Purification mission. So for this mission, it is not an easy task. You guys will notice some columns that are red, and you will have to kind of lure Tagar over to the pillars. It's not an easy task. You want her to be right on top of the red spot, so that way you can knock the pillars over and kind of, you know, I guess, knock her down a little bit. It's not easy considering the fact that she does a lot of diving into the ground and swinging at you. But once you get the hang of it and you hit her with the column, you will be able to combat her for a bit, but it's not over then. You're gonna have to do it again. I believe it's like a few times, 2 times I think. And once you've done it, you don't have to really do it anymore. You just kind of get to wound her down and kill her off as quick as possible. She will use a skill that will slow your character and kind of like poison it. It doesn't get healed easily, so, but it does go away after a while, so yeah, not that bad. And once you clear the mission, and that's it, you know, you get to see the enemy fall and check out her awesome rainbow staff stick thingy. I kind of wanted that. I wanted to pick it up, but I can't. I'm too small. The next part of the storyline requires you to ride a unicorn to the next new location. To ride this unicorn, you have to right-click the unicorn and mount on it, if you guys haven't figured that out yet. Easy. And once you've done that, just wait until the unicorn rides all the way up to the mountain, and be sure to save the moon gate so you don't have to do this again. And voila, you are in the first brand new location, Burg, Messa. Now here in this location, it is not going to be a free ride, guys. You guys will have to fight this enemy golem, and it's not really too hard. But the name here is Craig. Craig. Come on, Craig. We're your buddies. But anyways, for this mission, you will have to get to the gate and hit the orb there without Craig noticing you. It's kind of impossible because he'll always notice you and teleport you back. So one of my easiest ways to kind of like finish this mission is just to anchor rush my way all the way there. Eventually I was able to skip my way quickly to the front and hit that orb, because once you hit that orb you will be able to weaken Craig and attack him, and once that's done you can continue on to the storyline. Now this is probably one of my most favorite parts of G21, just visiting the sanctum. Very nice area, but it doesn't really end there. When you guys enter this area, you will run into the prophets, in which you probably assume you'll have to fight. Kind of, you do, sort of. Really short fight, but this part right here is probably one of the most key ones to remember how to do. Just kill these little, I guess, ice crystal without stepping on the red stuff, and you'll be done. Because pretty much Sickle is going to come in and blast away everyone else, and then, you know, you don't really have to fight anybody. But you will have to fight yourself, apparently. So, in this next combat area is one of the most difficult fights. You will have to fight doppelgangers of yourself. You'll also notice that in this area there are some orbs with smoke on them. If you pretty much hit the orbs with the smoke, it won't spawn extra doppelganger. Because the less amount of doppelgangers in this area, the better to do damage on your original, I guess, main doppelganger here. You will notice that the doppelganger will have demi mode and will always have demi mode, so be very careful. They can also use certain skills just like demi that can affect your character's combat. The best way I can say to clear this mission is to just grit your teeth and do as much damage as quick as possible. You don't want to spend too much time hitting the orbs. It's a little bit of a waste of time. You will notice that your enemy can heal, so just fight her. Don't be scared. And after that, Sickle will come in and be all like, "I'ma doom you," and then Talvish will be like, nah, that's not gonna happen, and Merlin's gonna be like, "What's happening? Ghost, I sees." I know, storyline spoilers, but I'm not really giving you guys the answers, to be honest. Next, in this part, you will have to help Alton, I guess, protect you. So you're gonna have to grab these books off the floor that are like in bright shining light. I don't even know how they got there, but okay, just pick up the books. You're gonna be in really slow-mo running, so just kind of like, do it. And you're going to want to use the book at the right timing to protect Alton right when the blade drops down. You got to time it correctly, guys, because if you do it a little bit too early and then the shields are gone and then, you know, the blade comes down, he'll still take some damage. Afterwards, you're going to have to RP as Alton to come and, I guess, do more protecting of you. These ice crystals will be in the way, so just break them. Also, remember to kill the sprites on your way up the path, because you cannot continue without killing all the sprites. So yeah, I kind of didn't know and I had to run back. And once you've done that, you should be able to hit and break the barrier that's, I guess, that thing. And when that happens, you're going to have to fight your next combat battle with Talvish. It's not going to be an easy fight, guys. You will need to hopefully have some now stones and potions with you. Now, for this fight, you want to recognize the enemy's attacks. He's going to do this skill that's very similar to Judgment Blade. You're going to want to use Shield of Trust for this one, otherwise you'll instant die. Yeah, instant die, guys. I hate those kind of skills. So once you use Shield of Trust and you see him burst out his little red, I guess, aura, you'll be protected. So keep that in mind. Shield of Trust is important. Midway through the fight, you will trans. Because, you know, that's who you are. You just get powers. You're just amazing. You're just awesome like that. Of course, since this is in the middle of the battle, you won't have too much time to figure out how to use the skills. So listen to my awesome voice and I'll tell you how to use the skills. So in this battle, you're going to want to just attack Talvish as much as possible with the Divinity skills. It's going to say to just use certain Crusader skills, and to be honest, it's like I did a decent amount of damage just using this skill and using Nova Obliteration, so you know it wasn't hard. You do have to use Shield of Trust though during that same area where he does the Judgment Blade, so you don't want to forget doing that. Towards the end, when he's about to die, he's just gonna be like, I give up, what is life? And yeah, game over. The story's over here. But actually, just kidding, it's not over yet. You're gonna have to do some other side missions and stuff, and helping Schwan with the gate or something. Lots of other missions. I kind of thought that Talvish fight was the end, but apparently it's not. Yeah, it still keeps going. So after you kind of help Schwan with this little task, you also do an RP as Merlin when he's a child. Not really a crazy mission here, very easy, nothing too crazy to worry about. But once that is over, you're pretty much done. You'll get to witness the death of Alton and cry your eyes out. Just kidding, guys, please. Alton's not gonna die, he's alright. So that is basically the G21 second part of the storyline ending. Yeah, spoilers! Hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. Thanks you guys so much for watching, and like always guys, please stay awesome.